Hi friends, I'm at the beautiful Circus Lane today. I have been here a couple of other times for videos, but you know what? Why wouldn't I come here? It is the most Instagrammed spot in Edinburgh, or at least the most Instagrammed street. Circus Lane is a muse, which is, you can see these little garages, depending on what country you are from, but they were where the horses stayed. They were the stalls for the fancy people who lived on the other side. So these lanes, these mews, have been turned into these adorable little homes, and Circus Lane is the most adorable one. I just love it. The other two videos I did, I'll go ahead and put in the description. But I'm sitting on this bench, and I don't know if you could read what it said, but it's dedicated to a lady, and it says, "A colorful bench for a colorful lady." And I would wish that to be me. I'm not, but I appreciate this colorful lady and her beautiful colorful bench. I just went to Archipelago Bakery. The last time I sat on this bench to do a video was for Archipelago Provisions. And this is not only a sister location, I would call them twins, but not identical twins. They are owned and run by the same chef who supplies for both places. They're just like, I said a few doors down the last video, but really then I walked like up the hill farther than I thought I was going to. So probably 6 or 8 spots up the hill from each other are Archipelago Bakery and Archipelago Provisions. The Provisions has more like a shop. They have these adorable little, olives and fancy chocolates and sauces and oils, like all of that kind of really great stuff to put together either a hamper for someone or a luxury meal. But they have little items you can purchase and a little place where you can sit, and it's adorable. Archipelago Bakery is smaller on the inside for seating, and it doesn't have a store, but I think it's maybe the original location. You can see the sign is quite old. It has a lot of outdoor seating, and when it's sunny, there are always people sitting out there. Although I say that, and there weren't any people out there right now, but it's a weekday, so, people probably are at work. So, Archipelago Bakery has just started doing magic bags, so I was really interested to see if I would get almost identical to the items that I got at Archipelago Provisions or something completely different. I apologize, it's very, very windy today. You can see by the blowing on this beautiful tree, but I hopped out at this time because this was a sunny moment in our day. And it's been a little off and on lately, but I had a wide window for this one. It was from 9 to 4 today, so I could go basically any time, and they had it all bagged up and ready to go for me. It says too good to go. So I'm really interested to see what I got, to see if it is the same or if I've got a total mix. So let's see what we got. The first thing is a nice loaf of bread. They make everything there. And the sign on the door said, "We apologize, but on Mondays we don't have sourdough because we're closed on Sunday and we start the process from scratch." So they don't have the time to do a sourdough on Mondays because everybody deserves a day off. I'm not sure what type of bread this is, but it's got like that nice powdery goodness. I think it's like a wheat. Like it's a darker color. I'll go ahead and crack it open if I can. It is on the more firm side. They're not going to sell this today because they are known for their fresh, and this is not very fresh. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad I opened it. Look at that. It's like a cranberry loaf. That's amazing. that will be incredible, sliced up and toasted. Yeah, that's totally what I'm going to do. I really thought that was just a plain loaf of bread, which I don't hate. I mean, that's great, but to have something special like that is fantastic. But what I was going to say before I got surprised by the cranberries is that I do a lot of bakeries, and maybe you're wondering, mix it up, Andrea, go to some other places, but bakeries have fresh items, and the fresh items don't save. And if they're known for their baked goods, they're not going to serve stale foods. So that's why I get a lot of the baked items. Donuts aren't going to save. Baguettes aren't going to save. If they're good places, they know not to sell them. So it's a win for me. It's a win for them because they get a little money instead of throwing it out, and we're fighting food waste. So it's win-win-wins all around. I think it's it's a loaf of bread, but it's totally different. And one thing that I do know is that bread freezes. I've been told that by a couple of different bakeries, and so I love to hear that they're trying to give me tips. But I was actually in my local co-op the other day, and I was in the reduced section, as I always am. I get things there all the time, and I was buying some little pizzas that had been marked down to like 40 cents, and he said, you can freeze those. And I was like, oh, that's really great. And he said, basically you can freeze almost anything here. So I mean, I think that's so wonderful. Beautiful loaf. I gotta crack it open now. It's really not easy. You really, really need a serrated knife, not just my thumbnails. Okay. It looks like it has cranberries, but it's a different shape. I may have to report back after I've cut these open. I don't know why they would do the exact same loaf, but in different shapes. So to be announced. Okay, this is the little scone. I can see it in the wrapper. It's a small fruit scone. It's not very big, and it's kind of hard. So I don't know. I don't feel like this is a win, but after it's heated up, you never know. This is a cheese scone. I love a cheese scone. This one looks a lot nicer. See how it's popped open? That's going to be really nice to put some butter on after it's warmed up. Again, it can freeze. Oh. And a plain croissant. I don't need to open that because we know what plain croissants taste like. And it's wrapped very nicely, so that can just immediately go into the freezer without me rewrapping. So I got 2 scones, 2 loaves of bread, and a plain croissant. This was $4.17, which is a random amount, but maybe 17 pence is the amount that they pay to Too Good To Go, and then they keep the 4 pounds. These loaves of bread are fairly expensive, so I think that's a good deal. Obviously, the last time I went to Archipelago Provisions, they gave me like goat cheese phyllo and salmon and spinach. There was a lot more variety, but this was still really nice, and I loved getting to try it. It was an adorable little place. The people were nice, and I got to come back to my pretty colorful bench on Circus Lane. When I left Circus Lane just a couple of hours ago, I had no idea what would be the second part of this video. But when I was home, I was doing a little work, and I checked on my phone for my Too Good To Go app, and in my favorites, one popped up that I've had my eye on for quite some time. It's from Chums in Leith. Now, when I did my 2 top-rated bakeries that were in Leith, Mario's and Babyface Baker, this was my third option. So if it had come up, I would have snagged it before one of the other two, or it was those three were the three I was going to do. And so I got Mario and Babyface. This is the other one. It's called Chums. And Chums I've seen featured on some YouTube videos. It gets really good ratings because it's like just a hip, cool little place, and it specializes in pies. Now, not American pies like apple fruit, big circle things. It's the like meat pies, or they have macaroni pies, they have vegan, they have sausage rolls as well. But I think they also have baked goods. So I got my magic bag from Chums just a moment ago, and the lady was really nice. It was closed, so I had to literally knock on the door, and that's what happens sometimes with Too Good To Go. The places are done for the day. So this is the food waste that they would have gotten rid of, but I got it first. So before it could go in the bin. Now I think I just caught a part of a word that's on this bag, and I'm really excited about it because it's one of their specialties. Can you see it? It says macaroni. A macaroni pie. That's such a Scottish thing. Like, it's not something Americans have. We have our macaroni and cheese all day long, but we don't put it in a pie. But that's what a macaroni pie looks like. Isn't that fun? I'm totally going to taste it. It's still warm. So this is just something that didn't get bought today. Yes, I went in from the bottom. That is really yummy. It is so good. I'm keeping my eye out for pigeons because they are everywhere and I don't want them to take my food. Also, it's very busy, so there are lots of people going by, and I'm trying not to be self-conscious, but what am I going to do? Okay, that was one thing. I'm going to try not to see any other writing if there is any. Okay, I'm looking. Chicken curry. Going from the bottom again, just because there's so much pastry, I want to make sure I get the filling. That is good. I'm not a huge curry person, but that has some really nice spice to it. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's spicy but not spicy. It's good spicy. Probably this one will be Mark's. The macaroni will be mine for dinner tonight. Oh, the breads that I got from Archipelago. My brain just didn't function for a second, probably because there are people walking by and it's hard for me to think when I'm thinking they think this lady's crazy. But the two breads that we got do seem to be the same, just in different shapes, but what they appear to be is cherry almond. Lots of almond in there. We did toast a piece and put butter on it. My husband had it with soup for lunch. It wasn't really my thing after all, but I might try the other loaf just to make sure it's the same. I'll probably end up just eating the scones. But ooh, it's not warm. Feels croissant-like. This is called a Yum Yum. I've never had one, but I've seen pictures. It's like a fun donut. That's yummy. That is really good. Okay. My inclination was to take another bite, but I'll just wait. There's something else. I don't know if I said this, but this was $3.33. Already I've got 2 meat pies and a Yum Yum donut. This has got more than one thing in. I'm gonna have to look at the bag. This has 2 steak pies. That is so good. I'm gonna break it open just so you can really see. If you've not had a steak pie like this is like so Scottish. But look all that. Isn't that great? So I got 2 of those. So this was $3.33 and I got 4 pies and a big donut. Yeah, total winner. Definitely go to Chum's. This was amazing. I'll probably get it anytime I can because the pies, they're such a good hearty dish that if it's warm when you get it, you can eat it right away. If not, you can heat it up. They're not going to be bad by lunchtime tomorrow if they make it that far. But this is a great deal. Each pie, I looked on the menu before I went. Even the macaroni pie, it was like $2.20, $2.50, up to like 3 pounds each, and I got 4. So this was a fantastic deal. Definitely try Chum's. This was so great. That was Archipelago Bakery on Dundas Street in the new town in Edinburgh, and then Chum's in Leith, right near the Water of Leith, the shore, and I am on the beautiful Water of Leith walkway, which we absolutely love to do all the time, and we're just at the part where it almost ends because that's where the water ends. It's going to dump into the Firth of Forth, which would take you out into the North Sea. So that's where I am. I'm on the Water of Leith with my pies, and I'm so excited about it. So thank you so much for tagging along with me, and I appreciate it. Anytime you like or subscribe or comment or tell me what you've got in your magic bag, I want to know because it's just such a fun hobby, and I love fighting food waste with you.